Hi, this is Digital Femme, and welcome to OVRLand, the YouTube channel that focuses on the OVR.ai platform and its community. So, subscribe to this channel if you are curious or interested about platform developments, what the community is doing with their overlands, otherwise known as hexagons or hexes, and why would you even join the OVR.ai project? So in today's video, I am actually going to be talking to Dr. Bozog. Dr. Bozog was the creator of the Telegram group OVRLords, a private platform to share ideas and concepts in terms of what people are going to be doing with their overlands. And it also becomes a safe group to share ideas and concepts and get really good feedback from its members, in addition to the start of forming relationships. The reason why I bring that up is because I feel that OVR.ai is a new platform, and the people in the OVRLords group and the main group, and there are several other smaller private Telegram groups, but the people that are in there, these are the early adopters. And these are the people that will pretty much dictate the content and experiences on OVR.ai. And most likely, there will be different groups that will collaborate together. So it only makes sense that this smaller Telegram group will be the foundation of where these collaborations and relationships really start to happen, which I am seeing it happen. Okay, so let's bring our guest on. Hi. So right now we have Dr. Bozog of the OVRLords Telegram group, and I'm really excited that he's here with us. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I was always curious. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in real life?
Sure. I'm living in between the UK, London, and Mykonos in Greece. And I work for a gaming company, FTSE 250 gaming company based in London. I've been working for the last probably 10 years as a game artist, kind of doing a lot of 2D games, kind of strange games about flying pigs and this sort of thing, which is quite not well known, I wouldn't say.
Oh wow, that's interesting. That you are a game, like you do game art. So how did you hear about OVR? And when you heard about them and you found out what they really were, what the platform was, what was your first thoughts?
Found out about OVR because I think I was discussing the crypto space with a friend of mine, and I was discussing the buying of digital land and decentral land and this sort of thing. And he sent me a link to OVR. Weirdly, many months later, he confessed he did not remember, he didn't know what OVR was. So it was completely sort of fortuitous that he would just send this strange link to me. Anyways, when I looked it up and, the potential of being able to choose a specific geographical location where you can put augmented reality content of your choice is a really big deal. It's a very cool thing. I mean, anyone you can make an app and we can walk around in any space and look at augmented reality, but to have kind of decentralized ownership of these spaces, it's a fascinating concept, and it opens up all of these notions of the metaverse and the spatial web. Thinking about how Web 3.0 or the next evolution of the web might in some way be linked with virtual spaces and 3D content that we can manipulate with however they're going to do it. Facebook have got their wristband or whatever it might be. It's all tied in with those kind of notions. And as soon as I kind of thought about those and the spark went off in my head, I was then completely into the OVR world and continue to find it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. When I first came across OVR.ai, it was because I was following crypto. And once I saw that you could buy land, I was sold. I didn't have to look any further because back in the day, I was very active on Second Life, like at Sandboxed Metaverse 3D virtual world. You've heard of that, right? Of Second Life.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have.
yes. So in that platform, they had a virtual economy. They had like everything that you could do in RL and in real life. They put there. And then I attended this augmented reality conference in Berlin, no, in Frankfurt in 2009, and I was still active in Second Life, and I was like, "Oh my god, can you imagine if we were able to own layered. I never said layered, but I said if we were able to own land like in the real world, but use augmented reality. And I've been waiting for this, to be honest. So this is really great. Do you remember what one of your first overland bids were and why you chose those locations?
Well, I've been concentrating mainly in London for the for the most part, but I remember very early on I did buy a hexagon in the middle of a stadium in Brisbane under the understanding that in 2038 people might be augmented reality in a digital space might be second nature to all of us.
Wow, that's interesting. You brought up the 2038. That's still a while, but you know what? That's probably a timeline that is most feasible and realistic, to be honest, based on technology and the mindset of people and all the little tweaks that they need to do to get a spatial platform really user friendly. What plans do you have for some of your overlands, if you care to share?
So I've got a couple of plans. I bought a very famous space in an art gallery, a specific one, and unfortunately I know it was probably someone in the OVRLords group started to outbid me 2 minutes before closing, so I had to double myself on that one, so they probably know who they are. But I have got put together like a crew of artists, fine artists, two fine artists, two 3D artists, and essentially one crypto artist. So it's a little bit like Banksy in the sense that it will be an unknown one individual, well in this case it's 4 people contributing to the project, but we're putting on art exhibitions in this space, or a specific exhibition, and will remain this kind of this crypto artist, this unknown mysterious entity that hopefully will swan in and out of the art establishment with ease. So that's one project I've got going. And another project is the OSUVOXians, or OSUVOX. We have 10,000 avatars and one community, and each individual avatar, the rarities and factions thing I won't go into because that sort of slightly changes, or will potentially slightly change, but ultimately there are 100 named characters out of these 10,000, and the named characters are part of an overriding story and history that will continue over time. So as the OSUVOXians grow in reality or virtual reality, or however you want to perceive it, as they grow over time, a story will also be accompanying it. Now, if you manage to get one of the 100 named characters, you'll obviously be very lucky. And we'll be building around this story. There'll be, say, it would be something like Disneyland, but in augmented reality. So you'll have, if one of the named characters is, say, called Mimu, Mimu will have a world of their own, which will be built in augmented reality, built on platforms like OVR. So in decentralized spaces in the land that I've purchased.
Wow.
And it will be a sort of different theme parks and different zones where you can, you know, visit themes of that character or watch parts of the story play out, or you'll be able to collect certain things that might play into the story, or there'll be treasure hunts, and it'll all be kind of mixed in with how the OSUVOXian community kind of exists in the digital realm. I mean, roadmap wise, the plan is, you know, I think it's very difficult to tell where the OSUVOXians should go at the moment, because the obvious things would be, say, crypto voxels and Decentraland, because it's in a type of 3D technique which is going to be have an interoperability with those platforms. But I would like to see them myself in Sandbox as well. But will the OSUVOXians be redesigned as will they come with a second Sandbox character? I'm not sure at the moment, but I would like to wait for Tim Sweeney from Epic Games to rally everybody to eventually decide upon a type of coding that, or a type of game engine you know, export from game engines in a particular way that it's, therefore we can have Metaverse. You can go from one game to the other, and
Yes,
you know,
yes.
through a porthole. When that happens, obviously I want the OSUVOX to be fully integrated into that. Is really the most important thing. The early metaverse is great, but there's further potential for it. I see further down the line than the obvious ones right now.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up because you know what, that the key word for me has always been interoperability. You know, you brought up something, maybe a new type of gaming engine needs to be developed, but whatever happens, we have the technology, and I really wish that whatever Google's doing or Facebook or Amazon or all those big players in the metaverse augmented reality space, I would love for them to have a unified R&D research and development team, and they can like share their technology so we can just get stuff going already. Like that's my
Yeah, I mean,
right.
even attending this meeting, there seemed to be Outlook just wasn't enjoying linking with Zoom. It was trying to, not make it happen. It's just a waste of everyone's time, this is what hopefully decentralization will sort of put an end to, is kind of monopolizing, is not helping us, human ambition, frankly.
No, exactly, exactly. So you know what? I know. Thank you so much for your time. I know that you have somewhere to go, and this is quite a short interview, but I did want to get you on because, to be honest, I was in the OVR Telegram group, and the main one, and then somebody, I think it was Biagio. I saw a message from him on the main Telegram chat, and he said, "Where is that link to the OVRLords group?" And I thought, OVRLords. Wow. Like what is that? So somebody shared the link. I think it was a domain enthusiast, and I clicked on it, and that's how I happened. I wasn't invited. I happenstancely ended up in the Telegram group, and then I realized that you were the owner, and I didn't know if you had to be invited, but you were very kind anyway. In welcoming people and myself. Not only that, I'm really glad that you created a separate, smaller group for the overlords. I just wanted to thank you so much and really get to know who this Dr. Bozog is. And I'm really excited to see how the OSUVOX project starts to roll out. Ah, so your target audience, because you said it was akin to Disneyland or Disney World, so your target audience pretty much is our families or kids or everyone.
I actually think the target audience is probably 90% male between 20 and 40. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm guessing here. I'm just completely speculating. I haven't looked into target. I haven't been sort of concentrated in looking at target audience and stuff. I want to make a kind of really cool project, and whoever likes it is going to get into it. But yeah, I literally don't know. But I threw the question out the other day, and for a similar project, say Voxo Deus, I'm not sure if you've heard of that one, which is a really cool project for kind of these creatures with a lore and everything, but for Sandbox. And I asked what the Discord group thought their demographic were, and they kind of agreed that it was a kind of 90% male demographic between 20 and 30 or something really small like that. So I don't know who the target audience is, so I guess we'll see. It would be nice to see who joins and gets involved,
Exactly. It's funny. Like sometimes if you're a startup or you create a project and you have an idea of who your target audience is, then you end up getting surprised sometimes. Oh,
Yeah.
do you feel, just off the cuff, the reason why you said your target audience is most likely male between the certain ages, is that because in general men are more interested in sci-fi and like gaming and the type of tech, like you kind of think?
I have no idea. I mean, that wasn't a number I came up with. I literally posed the question whether or not that's true, and actually, that's the demographic of people that are responding the most on Discord, because it is there's a few characters that keep on speaking a lot. Perhaps there's a whole you never know. So
Yeah.
I would be very interested to find out how the crypto demographic is split. I'm sure it probably varies all sorts of different technologies, different spaces. Because I know Second Life was certainly, I don't know if it was more women than men, but women certainly took over, from what I heard in an interview, took over the kind of economy of that space. So I could imagine that there would be a similarity with that with the next sort of with the decentralized digital world. I don't see why it would make why it wouldn't have a correlation. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see.
That's a good point, and it's a good point that you also mentioned Second Life and the women aspect, is because I've read articles when Second Life started to roll out and the mainstream media picked it up, and there was an article that said there were a lot of women. The women population in Second Life was like greater than the men, and they attribute it to because you women are communicators and you had to learn to communicate through avatars. But incidentally, when I was in Second Life, I met 3 avatar females that in real life they were actually men, and I did get to meet them. So that was interesting, right? It was super interesting. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Bozog, and I'm really looking forward to the OSUVOX.
Pleasure.
I will
Happy.
follow you, and I'll put all the links to where they can follow you, your Discord channel, your Instagram account. Do let me know when you are on other social media platforms so I can definitely share the goodness of OSAVOX. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Long live the metaverse.
oh my God, yes, please. All right, so I'll see you in the group chat then. And you know what? Happy belated birthday. I know it was your birthday yesterday, and I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Wow, I really can't wait to see how the project OSAVOX evolves. I'll make sure to put the OSAVOX social media handles down in the description below so you can follow its progress as well and potentially have the opportunity to be one of the first Oxavoxians. So, in the next video, I'm going to have on another Overland member who's going to talk about the recent treasure hunt issue. So if you like this video, do consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for updates on the OVR.ai platform and its community. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified of the latest video. Anyway, wherever you are in this world, have a great day, have a great evening, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.